ETS Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back into the Jets Ward. I am your host tonight. My name is Ryan Ward, and I'm so glad to be back with you guys. I'm looking at the chats already. Thank you guys for coming in. Chris B, CB Jets fan, thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words, your comments. It really means a lot. And guys, going in early tonight, I wanted just to be with you guys, talk with you guys about what's going on with our New York Jets at this point, and go over QB power rankings for all the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, how I would rank them going into the season. And this could change. This list is going to be fluid as the season goes on, but just looking at the teams now and seeing what the teams have so far, I'm going to do my best to rank them from which one's, in my opinion, the worst all the way to the first. And it sucks to say the worst because all these quarterbacks have a lot of talent and do a lot of great things. So honestly, guys, this is going to be a fun one. But for all of the people here so far, Chris B, CB Jets fan, I appreciate all your kind words. Please like and support, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're coming in and if you like what you see tonight, hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate it. It always helps me out, helps out the channel as well. So kind, so kind. And again, hit the like button, smash the like button, JETS, Jets. It's going to be a good year. I am so confident, confident to the point where I think we're going to have a much better season than a lot of people think. I have a lot of faith in Justin Fields, and looking what we're seeing from the OTAs, a lot of players have been flashing so far. Justin Fields being one of them. AG has loved Justin Fields so far, has been saying nothing but good things about him, and I understand he's your quarterback, your starting quarterback. You named him the starter, and you're giving him all this, the chance. And let's be honest, guys, this is Justin Fields' last chance as a starting quarterback in this league for right now. Yes, Chris, that is true. I was in the danger zone. And if you guys haven't subscribed to his channel as well, they do great stuff over there for Danger Zone. So make sure you subscribe to their channel as well. They do really, really good stuff. Awesome, awesome people as well. Some of the nicest guys I've talked to, and they're so much fun. Please like and subscribe to their channel as well. They do great work over there. So we also got Danger Zone, just content creator, YouTube channel before he was on. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that, Chris. It makes me feel good. This is so much fun to do, in my opinion. I love making the content for you guys. It's just so much fun. And I get to talk about the team that I grew up loving, the New York Jets. And hasn't always been the easiest thing rooting for the Jets. We've had some really, really down years. Last year, especially being really painful. But I think it can get better. I trust in AG. I love what Darren Muji is doing so far. The coaching staff seems really good. Steve Wilkes is a legit defensive coordinator, which we haven't had for a while, which I am excited for. It's going to be great stuff, in my opinion. Tanner Engstrand, he's new, but he has called plays in other leagues in college and in the XFL, I believe. So not the NFL, but I'm confident. He's been with Detroit for a while now, and coming over to here, I'm hoping he can take some of that stuff that he learned from Ben Johnson and bring it to us. But going back to what we've been doing in OTAs so far, a lot of great stuff. One of the biggest things that I'm really excited about is some of these undrafted free agents that are shining, and the biggest one is Quentin Skinner, in my opinion. He has looked awesome. They're saying he's very fluid in his route running, great hands, tough hands, going up and making contested catches. Scored a touchdown in yesterday's practice and had his own touchdown celebration dance, which was really cool to see. This team really seems to come together, and the culture seems like it's changing. I get it. It's OTAs. They're in helmets and shorts. So, and AG even said it perfectly. You can't win a Super Bowl, or you can't win games in your underwear. And honestly, but just seeing the players buy in to what Jets fans are hoping could be really, really good things. And the players are buying in. On the first couple of days, we had 100% participation from the players. I think it's going to be really good stuff going forward with these New York Jets. I think the accountability that AG is going to hold these players to, as well, how honest he is with them, I think is going to resonate with all these guys. They're a young team. They are very, very young. I think they have 2 players at this point, 1 or 2 that are 30 or above. So they're a young team. And AG even made a point, because he made a point to say that we are going to try to get younger. But he said if an older player meets our standards and meets the qualifications, what this team wants, they will go for it. They'll sign them. And there's a lot of older players that are on free agency that could possibly help the Jets at this point. One of them, Jadeveon Clowney, is still out there. We could use another edge rusher since Jermaine Johnson is still recovering from his injury. Hopefully he'll be ready for training camp. There's also Zadarius Smith, who's still a free agent. He could definitely help. Had a 10-sack season last year for Detroit and Cleveland there. There's also DJ Chark as a receiver who can help. Keenan Allen as a wide receiver. I think he might go back to the Chargers, though. Then there's Amari Cooper. I know a lot of fans aren't a fan of Amari Cooper, but as a number 2 option, I still think he has a little bit left in the tank to go for it. Does get injured quite often, though, which is a bummer. But, excuse you, Bentley. Sorry, guys. But there's a lot of players who could still help the New York Jets out on the free agent market. And post-June 1st cuts are still going to happen. There are going to be a lot of players that are going to be shocking cuts or trades that are taking place. And to get into that, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been rumored to be interested in another playmaker. And as we know, here on the Jets board, we talk about other teams as well and give them their flowers. The Pittsburgh Steelers need another weapon. They traded George Pickens to the Cowboys. DK Metcalf, they just paid DK Metcalf a ton of money. So then their number 2 receiver is Calvin Austin. They lost their big running back to the Chargers as well. Can't think of his name at this point. But, excuse me. So, Steelers need another weapon. They got Pat Freiermuth. They got Calvin Austin as a wide receiver number 2. But they have DK Metcalf, which is great. Problem is, who's going to be that other guy that you're going to throw to? Well, one, there's rumors that they wanted Jonnu Smith from Miami. And I know a lot of Jets fans, when they saw that rumor out, were like, Steelers, take him. Get him out of East, because he kills the New York Jets. He really does. And if Jonnu Smith were to be traded to Pittsburgh, what would they give up? Because Pittsburgh already has 2 solid tight ends. They got Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington, who's a red zone threat and a solid blocker, and a massive guy too. Really hard to bring down. Somebody who is very underrated, who I think could be a good tight end on another team if given the opportunity. Problem is, he plays behind Pat Freiermuth, who's a very underrated tight end. But if they got Jonnu Smith, he's got that receiving threat and that blocking threat. He's an okay blocker, but a really deadly receiver. But the other one that they're interested in too, Kyle Pitts. And that's one that I said that I would be interested in as a Jet fan. One, because we need more veteran leadership, in my opinion, in the tight end room for the Jets. And he's more of a receiver. You have Mason Taylor, who can receive and block. You put Kyle Pitts as a bigger slot next to either Arian Smith on the outside, Garrett Wilson. I think Kyle Pitts could be a very good complement to Garrett Wilson. But the Steelers are interested in him right now. And apparently other teams have been interested in him as well. So that's going to be one that could happen coming soon. Kyle Pitts being traded. So that could be a fun one to see. Does he go to Pittsburgh, or is there another team that could trade for him? Could New England go for him? New England, I know they have a slew of tight ends in there, but you never know. Vrabel might want his own guy and he might want to go get Kyle Pitts, who he might be able to turn him around. Pittsburgh could definitely use him. Packers might be able to use him as well. It could be solid. I know any team that wants to get a shot on a very athletic and still young tight end could take a chance on Kyle Pitts. But Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts, those are two solid names. But there's a tight end that not a lot of people are talking about who had trade rumors in the beginning of the offseason, and that's Michael Mayer. Whatever happened to those rumors? I think he would be a perfect fit in Pittsburgh. He can block, and he's still young. I think he's only like 23 still. He's a solid receiver if given the opportunity. There's so many different things that Michael Mayer could do for you. The problem is he's playing behind Brock Bowers. You can't really do much there. Brock Bowers was a stud last year and is probably going to do really well now that he's got a legit quarterback in Geno Smith. And we'll see what happens with that. But Michael Mayer, in my opinion, could be a really good tight end for a lot of teams. Giants could definitely use him. They got Theo Johnson over there, but he's not anything special at this point in his career, in his early career. That could change. He could have a breakout season this coming year with Russell Wilson as his quarterback, or when Russell Wilson gets benched for Jackson Dart, you never know. But there's so many different things. There's so many rumors, so many players that could be on the trading block that could get cut. This is going to be a really crazy offseason in the next coming days. Once we get past June 1st, those post-June 1st cuts are going to take place. The trades are going to start taking place. Shocking players are going to get cut. Do players on the one-year deals get their contract? TJ Watt from Pittsburgh is holding out right now because he wants a new contract. Do they dish out the money to him? He's often injured, which sucks, but when he's on the field, he is a legit pass rusher. There's so many things that are going to happen, guys, that we should be excited for. As a Jet fan, I love that the Jets aren't making a ton of publicity. There's no leaks. And that's really, really good in my opinion because, like AG said and Darren Muji, we move in silence. And when those moves hit, it's going to be great. So, Chris B says, Ryan, thoughts about possibly our New York Jets adding one more tight end like Gerald Everett, Jordan Atkins, or Mercedes Lewis, Komet Schultz to go along with Tez Mason Taylor? I would love – that's a great question, Chris. I would love the Jets to add another tight end. I think they need a veteran in this tight end room. The reason I say that is you got Mason Taylor, who I think is going to be really, really good, but I don't think right away he is going to click right off the bat. I think it's going to be a learning process for him. Jeremy Rucker, you got his college quarterback, but he hasn't really shown much. Stone Smart is an interesting one, but he doesn't have a lot of experience. He just flashed at the end of the season last year for the Chargers. So you got a lot of tight ends who have a lot of potential, but not a lot of experience. So by adding like a Gerald Everett, or you mentioned Cole Kmet, who I really, really like, who I think could be someone Justin Fields likes a lot as well, because you saw how he utilized them in Chicago when he was there. Kmet could be a sneaky, sneaky option. Another option I think could be a sneaky one. Noah Fant from the Seahawks. I think he could be a perfect option for the New York Jets as well. As a receiver, he's a really solid receiver. Not a great blocker, but we have Mason Taylor for that. We have Jeremy Ruckert for our blockers. You bring in a Cole Kmet or a Noah Fant to come in for that veteran leadership, I think that could be a really, really good thing. Mercedes Lewis is an interesting one. If you're telling me about Mercedes Lewis a couple of years ago, I would have been okay with it. I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I understand for the veteran leadership, but I don't know if he really fits this team. Dalton Schultz is a good option as well. I really like that one. Jordan Atkins is pretty good. The ones I would be interested in, Komet, Gerald Everett, and Noah Fant, I think would be really solid. I think those guys would be really, really solid options for that veteran leadership position for tight end. And I do think the Jets need to add another spot to that tight end room. I think they need to add another weapon there. There's a couple positions I think the Jets need to add to. Tight end is one of them. I think we need more at D-line as well. The interior D-line. Edge rusher, I think we need help at. Linebacker is a sneaky need for us too. I understand we got Francisco Mauigoa in the draft. We got Jamin Davis. We have the one guy we drafted a year or two ago who's never seen the field yet. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But linebacker is a really sneaky need as well, because what happens if Quincy Williams goes down? What happens if Jamie Sherwood goes down? There's not a lot of depth behind those two. And there's some guys that are still out there in free agency that could definitely help as well. Bentley, the guy who got cut from New England, could definitely come in, who can play on the interior of the linebacking position or on the outside, can cover and can blitz really well. I'm interested to see what Francisco Mauigoa can do, but I don't know. There's linebacker is very, very thin for us. Tight end is very thin for us, in my opinion. You can always use a little bit more interior offensive line help as well. I know we got Gus Hartwig, who's an undrafted free agent, who I think could be pretty good. You got Josh Myers, who's apparently going to be competing with Joe Tippmann for the center position. And going off of that too, that was big news that came out, that there's going to be a competition between Joe Tippmann and Josh Myers. And in all honesty, I think Joe Tippmann's going to win the competition no matter what. But I love the competition. Every position is competing for the starting job, and I think that just makes every player so much better. Like AG said, we want competitors. We want people to compete. All the coaches, Chris Banjo, what did he want when Rich Cimini asked him what he wants on his special teams? For the players to be competitive. He wants them to compete, be tough. What do you want from Tanner Engstrand's offensive line? You want aggressiveness. You want competition. You want fierce. You want people who are battle ready and detail oriented. That's what basically he wants for his offense, which I really love. And Steve Wilks too. Steve Wilks wants players who are disciplined. He wants them to be aggressive. He wants them to compete with each other. And we have a big competition brewing in our cornerback room with A.Z. Thomas and Stevenson as well. So watch that one. That's a shocking competition that you could see as well happen, because I really, really think A.Z. Thomas is going to win this second cornerback position. I really do. I think he's just too good. The talent is there, and having two really big, lengthy cornerbacks in Sauce Gardner and A.Z. Thomas could be awesome on the outside, with Andre Sisco in the back and then Malachi Moore as your other safety. That could be a really sick DB room or DB class for the team. Secondary is going to be awesome, I think, this year. I think the defense is going to be much, much better under Steve Wilks. I think they're going to be less penalties, more disciplined. I think it's going to be a really good year overall. I think the offense is going to be a little shoddy at first. Tanner Engstrand, I think, is going to ease his way into it. I think he's going to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And I think it's going to be tough at first, but I think they're going to get going as well. It's a learning process for all of these guys. It's a new playbook. But the one thing I will mention too, and this is going back off of Steve Wilks' interview the other day and Tanner Engstrand's interview, they both talked about what their play styles are going to be, what their playbooks are going to look like, what their formations are going to look like. And both of them talked about it's all about the personnel. They are creating this system based on the players that they have. And that's so good to hear, in my opinion, because you have so many talented players on offense and defense, and don't put them in a position that's not their strength. Like in our last regime, it was basically, you have to learn this system. You have to know this system to be able to play. That's why players like Michael Clemens, who were basically, I guess, their perfect fit for the system, played on all the time, while others who we like Leonard Taylor III and Braden McGregor and Watts, rode the pine most of the time. They're building a system that focuses on the players. What is going to be a strength for the players? And I really, really like that. It's not the players have to learn this system. It's we're going to create a system that benefits everybody, the team, which I really, really love. And Steve Wilks is great at this because he can do a 4 front. He can do a 3 front. He's done this before where he created defenses that based on their formations, based on the players that they have. So I'm excited about that one. And Tanner Engstrand going from Goff as his quarterback in Detroit to a very mobile and strong-armed quarterback in Justin Fields. He could use create this playbook to make so many fun plays. I'm excited to see what he can do. But there's a lot of things that I've been seeing from OTAs that I've been really, really excited about. But again, just make sure if you guys are coming in, make sure you're hitting that like button. I really appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me. I just wanted to talk with you guys this Saturday night, this rainy Saturday night, talk about what's going on in OTAs. I got my QB power rankings that I think could possibly upset some people on other teams as well. But it's just basically what I'm looking at from a perspective of a fan. I'm not great when it comes to the stats and all that stuff like that. I research them. I do my best. But I use mostly the eye test. What am I seeing on the field? And I love watching a lot of football. I love my Jets. I watch them all the time. But if the Jets aren't on, I'm watching all the football games. I just love seeing the other teams and getting to know the other players on the teams and seeing the competition's like, honestly. So getting into this, continuing with the OTAs, other players, Quentin Skinner, like I was talking about before, has been showing out. And I really think he can really compete for that wide receiver 2 position, in my opinion. He's really underrated. Arian Smith has been showing out. Apparently, he's burning everybody open on basically every single route. Granted, it's only helmets and shorts, so that's great that he's open. He burnt AZ Thomas the other day. It's great that he's open on every play. Let's see you do it with shoulder pads on. Let's see you do it with pads on. All right? I'm really excited to see because, and I think, who was it? Matt O'Leary the other day when one of his videos was talking about OTAs and recap and brought up Arian Smith, how he's doing great so far. And he brought up the name Chad Hansen, who was a wide receiver, an undrafted wide receiver that the Jets had years ago, who, just like Arian Smith, flashed in OTAs and then didn't really do anything when it was the regular season. So I'm really hoping Arian Smith can flash. I have a lot of expectations for him, a lot of faith in him. And shout out to Matt O'Leary as well. He does great stuff. Make sure you check out his channel as well. Give him a like and subscribe. He does great work as well. Other players. The offensive line looks really good. Defensive line, Will McDonald has been getting all the love as well so far. He's been killing it. He's been doing amazing, apparently in the backfield on every play. So he's looking really good. Built up some muscle as well. Gained some weight. There's a lot of things to be excited about, guys. Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields' connection looks like it's getting there, like it's coming back together. Another note, too, bringing up Garrett Wilson. Apparently the Jets have contract offers to Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. Now, my opinion is I think they do. I think the source is legit. I think they do have contract offers to them. I don't think they're going to sign them till after June 1st, till when we see what our money is like. And honestly, what I'm going to predict is I don't know the money and stuff like that, but I'm going to predict that Garrett Wilson's deal is probably a 5-year deal, 4 to 5 year deal, which is going to keep him here for a long time. And Sauce is for another 4-year deal as well. That's what I'm going to guess. And it's going to be just a way to keep them locked down. Breece Hall is one that I'm interested to see what they do with him. I think he's going to get the franchise tag at the end of the year. I don't think they're going to end up trading him. I think he gets the franchise tag just to see where he goes or what happens with him. Jermaine Johnson, I think, gets a big contract at the end of the year, too. I think he's going to have a big rebound season. So there's a lot of things that I think are going to go really, really good for these guys, and I'm excited to see what happens. But Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner rumored to have a contract offer already. Just interested to see when it actually happens. It's going to be exciting. But I've been rambling so far with you guys. I'm thankful for all of you guys joining. We have 25 people. I think that's the most I've ever had in the live stream. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me. What I want to do, guys, right now is I want to go over my QB power rankings. And I'm going to start from 32 all the way down to number 1 of quarterbacks, that how they rank. And this is going to be the starters for every single team that I've seen projected and who I actually think is going to start for them, especially at the beginning of the year. So this, like I said, this list is fluid as the season goes. When we get to the season, things can change in training camp. This list can change depending on QB changes, injuries, things like that. But this is based on all the QB situations as of now. So give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Now, getting into it, guys. Number 32. And this is a tough one because this team, I don't think, would have been ranked last in quarterback if their quarterback didn't retire all of a sudden. And that's the Saints. As of now, I have Tyler Shuck as their quarterback. He's a rookie this year. He's 26 years old. He was one of the older rookies in that quarterback position. He's 6'5", 225 pounds. He's got a good arm. He's a little bit mobile, not the most mobile quarterback in this draft, but he's a rookie. And the Saints don't really have a ton there. They have Chris Olave, who I love, but he's riddled with concussions, so you don't know what's going to happen with him. They got Shaheed over there, who is solid as well. They got Alvin Kamara, who's good, but Tyler Shuck, I think, is going to end up winning the starting job over there. I just don't know how it's going to go for him. I said the same thing about Bo Nix last year, and I was completely wrong with that one. But Tyler Shuck, I think right now, as it stands, power ranking-wise, is the 32nd ranked starting quarterback in the league. And that could definitely change depending on how things shake out for him. But I honestly think right now, 32 is the perfect spot for him. Next one, the Steelers. Pittsburgh. Sorry to do this to you guys, but Mason Rudolph is not a solid starting quarterback, in my opinion. He's been in the league for 5 years now. This is all the stats from last year that he had. So his completion percentage last year, he played 8 games. His completion percentage was 64%. He threw for 1,530 yards, had 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. His QBR was 55.5, and his record in those 8 games was 2-6. So he showed flashes for the Tennessee Titans last year. He was a Steeler beforehand, then he went to Tennessee for a year. He showed flashes last year when he took over for Will Levis, but there were times, man, that he looked lost still. And he doesn't have the strongest arm. He isn't the most mobile. He has DK Metcalf as a number 1 receiver. He's got Calvin Austin as number 2, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington. But as a starting quarterback, he's on the lowest end. I think he's a solid number 2 quarterback. He can come in and start for you in a pinch. But as your starting quarterback to go into the season, I don't think he's I don't think he's gonna be that good, honestly. So I have him ranked number 31. My next one, Joe Flacco. So Joe Flacco is an interesting one as well. I love Joe Flacco. He is 40 years old. Last year he was with the Indianapolis Colts, and him and Anthony Richardson kept flip-flopping. He's got 17 years experience in the league. He played 8 games last year. His completion percentage was 65.3. He threw for 1,761 yards. He threw 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, QBR of 53.4, and his record in those 8 games was 3-5. I love Joe Flacco, but he is not the same quarterback that he used to be. He looked rough last year for the Indianapolis Colts. Rough. And they have talent over there. They have Pittman. They have Downs. They have Donnie Mitchell. They have the 2 solid running backs over there. They've got weapons in Indy. And Flacco looked lost, man. You could tell that he's dropped. As a mentor, I think he could be really good for Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. And even Kenny Pickett, too. But, man, I don't think he's going to be great. I think he's going to end up starting the season for them. But I don't think he's going to be that good off the jump. So there's that as well. Honestly, I think he's going to be a solid quarterback. I think he's going to make some big plays, but I think I don't think he's going to be the answer for them. Definitely. And he already came out and said he doesn't want to be a mentor to these young kids. So there's that. So it's not starting out great for Flacco, but he's my 30th ranked quarterback here. And it sucks to say because I do like him a ton. But going into my number 29, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is very interesting to me. He's my 29th ranked quarterback. He's been in the league for 13 years. Games played last year. He played in 11 games for Pittsburgh last year. Had a 63.7 completion percentage. He threw for 2,482 yards, 16 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Not bad at all. Doesn't turn the ball over. Does fumble quite a bit when he's hit in the pocket. He had a QER of 51.3, and he had a 6-5 record. So he had a winning record. But a thing I will argue, and I'm a big fan of Justin Fields. Fields should not have been benched last year for Russell Wilson because Fields was 4-2 as the starter. I get it. He doesn't lighten up the world with his arm, but he was dominating with his legs. And he beat good teams. He beat the Chargers, who were a really good team last year. He beat some pretty good teams. When Wilson started, the first game he played against was the New York Jets. And this was when the Jets were at their downfall point, where the defense started to fall apart, where Rodgers didn't look great, where he threw a boneheaded pick right over the middle, which wasn't great. Russell Wilson, when he started playing good defenses, it didn't look good, especially as the season went on. When it got colder in the playoffs, he did not look good either. I think Russell Wilson still has some talent in him. But again, going to the Giants are still a work in progress. And I love what they got with Jackson Dart. I really think they're going to be good with him. But Russell Wilson, I think, is going to have especially with the Giants' schedule. That schedule is a beast. I think it's going to be a rough ride for Russell Wilson. So right now he's my 29th ranked quarterback. And going into my next one, Anthony Richardson. He's number 28 for me. I really like Anthony Richardson too. He's got so much talent, and I think he's going to beat Daniel Jones out for the starting job. Not looking good for him though, because apparently he's still very inconsistent throwing the ball in practices, which isn't great because he doesn't have the gear on. But he's looking a lot bigger. He looked like he put on a lot of muscle. Still a solid running quarterback. He's been in the league for 3 years. He started 11 games last year, 47.7 completion percentage, which is not great. Threw for 2,391 yards, but also ran for 499 with 6 rushing touchdowns, which is not bad as a starting quarterback. He had 11 touchdowns passing and 13 interceptions. Not great. QBR of 47.4, and he had a 6-5 record. Colts weren't great last year, and Anthony Richardson had so many up and downs last year, but there's so much talent still there. If he can just encapsulate it and get it bottled up and use what he's got, the God-given gifts that he has, he's got a cannon of an arm. He is one of the fastest guys, can outrun DBs so quick. He's one of the fastest guys in the league. Cannon of an arm. If he can get it just up here in his mind, the sky's the limit for this kid. Honestly, this kid could be really, really good. The problem is he hasn't been able to be consistent, and consistency has been his downfall. That's why he's number 28 for me right now. Okay, but there's still so much talent for the Indianapolis Colts, and they got so much talent on that team. Their defense, I think, could be really good this year too. So if he can get it right, I think the Colts can be a sneaky good team this year. But it's all based on Anthony Richardson. Next, Cam Ward. Now, I like Cam Ward, but he was not my favorite quarterback in this draft. Jackson Dart was. Cam Ward's a rookie. He's 6'2", 219 pounds. He's 23 years old. He's looking good in OTAs. Had a nice sidearm flick the other day for a touchdown. That looked really, really good. But again, he hasn't been put up against any NFL talent yet. And it's rough because you don't know what it's going to be like. Could he be really good? Yeah. Could he be shell-shocked game one? Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to take him some time to get it right. He's got Calvin Ridley as his number one receiver, and he's got okay running backs. His defense is still good. Offensive line is okay. But, again, there's a lot that is going against this kid. And I'm rooting for him. I want him to do well, but I don't think he's going to be great right off the bat. And he's my 27th ranked quarterback as of now. And like I said, this list could definitely change. But honestly, that's what I have for him right now. 27. And then I got my 26, Caleb Williams. This is a tough one too. New head coach in Ben Johnson. Beefed up the interior of that offensive line, but the tackles are still a concern. Doesn't have a solid running back as of now. Got a good arm. A little drama came out this year where he basically didn't want to go to Chicago. Apparently there was rumors and stuff coming out during the draft process that he would do anything he could to get not to go to Chicago. So there was that. But man, he's been in the league for 1 year. He started all 17 games, so he's durable. He had a 62.5 completion percentage. He threw for 3,541 yards, threw for 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, doesn't turn the ball over that often. He had a 46.7 QBR, and he was 5-12. So the sky's the limit for this kid. This kid has a lot of good talent and a good escapability from the pocket. The problem is that I don't think he's a great leader on that team either. I don't think he's got that leadership quality, and I'm hoping that can change because he's still a young kid. Ben Johnson, I think, is going to put him in a situation to succeed because he's got the receivers. He's got 2 solid tight ends over there in Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland. He's got DJ Moore. He's got Roma Dunze, who could have a breakout year this year as well. He's got weapons. He's Luther Burden as well. They got him in the second round, I believe. So they got weapons over there in Chicago. It's all about how this kid does. And if he fits into this scheme that Ben Johnson is going to be creating for him. So right now, I didn't like a lot of what I saw last year with Caleb Williams. So that's why he's my 26th ranked quarterback. So there's that. And this might be a little controversial because another quarterback that I'm going to be talking about later is ahead of both of these guys. And Michael Penix. I love Michael Penix. Hasn't given me a lot, though. So Michael Penix, again, just like Caleb Williams, has been in the league for 1 year. He played 5 games last year. He had a 58.1 completion percentage, threw for 775 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So he needs to work on turning the ball over. You can't have the same amount of interceptions as touchdowns. You can't. You got to be safer with that ball. You got to protect it. He got a 51 QBR, and he was 1-4. Atlanta has a good team. They do. They got weapons. They've got a good defense. The defensive backs they have there are solid. It's all about their quarterback. Kirk Cousins started for them, and he looked really, really good at first. And then Kirk Cousins fell off a cliff, and then Michael Penix took over. And he had showed flashes, but he also wasn't very safe with the football. He's got a good arm. I think that changes this year. But right now, he's got to show me more. I think that he can be really good, but he's got to show me more with all that talent that he's got over there for the Falcons. So right now, he's my 25th ranked quarterback. And now, this is where the what the hell? How is this guy this high? So J.J. McCarthy, I have ranked 24th. He looked really good in the offseason last year. He was making a lot of plays. He's looking great in OTAs as well. He's got 1 year experience, which you can't really say because he didn't play last year. So all of his numbers, he's got no numbers, no record. Sam Darnold looked great for that Vikings team. Sam Darnold wasn't going to be the starter if J.J. McCarthy was healthy. If J.J. McCarthy was healthy, I think he would have been the starter. And I think he could have been really, really good in that Vikings offense. And with O'Connell as your head coach, who was a quarterback, he's in a great situation. And especially when you got 2 solid receivers in Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and then TJ Hawkinson as your tight end, you're sitting pretty, especially when you have a defense that's aggressive and can get you the ball back really quick. If this kid's smart with the ball, I think the sky's the limit for J.J. McCarthy. But right now, we haven't seen anything. I think he's better than Caleb, and I think he's better than Ward and Penix, but we need to see it. And I think he can prove that. And I think he's going to go up this board a lot this year as the season gets going. Next one, Drake May. And this is a tough one. Drake May, I think, it can be solid. He showed flashes last year, but again, he also turns the ball over a ton. So 1 year experience as a rookie, I understand you're going to turn the ball over a lot more than normal. He played in 13 games. He had a 66.6 completion percentage, threw for 2,276 yards, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, had a 58.6 QBR, and was 3-8. You got a new coach in Mike Vrabel. You do. And everything could be really, really good for him. And I think that things are going to be good for him. The sky's the limit for this kid. The problem is, I think that he's still going to make a lot of mistakes. I think he's going to make a ton of mistakes. And he's going up against really good defenses in the AFC East. I think the Jets have a solid defense. The Bills definitely improved their defense with all the defensive tackles and positions they took in their draft. And Dolphins, their defense isn't bad. They're aggressive. They're sneaky. I think they could be really good. He's going to go against some tough competition. Can he overcome it? Patriots have made a lot of moves. One of the big moves that they've made, Stephon Diggs could get cut because of all this dumb stuff he's doing right now. Oh boy, that would be a disaster for them. But Drake May right now is my 23rd ranked quarterback. I think he can be really good, but he's got to show that he can hold on to the ball, that he doesn't make the boneheaded mistakes, and that he can utilize the talent that he's got around him. Can he elevate those guys over there? I think he might be able to. But he's my 23rd ranked quarterback. 22, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is so interesting to me because he has all the freaking talent in the world. And it's so frustrating to see how much he's struggling. Last year, injuries derailed his season. I get that. But when he was playing, he did not look great. And I get you're in Doug Peterson's system, and Doug Peterson's a great offensive mind. And Trevor Lawrence did not look good at all a lot of the time. And just giving you his numbers, he's got 4 years experience. He played in 10 games last year. He has 60.6 completion percentage, threw for 2,045 yards, 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 59.5 QBR, and a 2-8 record for the games he started, the games he played. Not good. If you're supposed to be the quarterback that's earned that massive contract that the Jaguars gave you, who looked great in the playoffs when you brought your team down after throwing 4 interceptions in the first half against, I believe it was the Texans or somebody like that. Or no, it was the Chargers. And bringing them back, you're supposed to be the leader of that team. You got your contract, you got your money. Prove that you're one of the top young quarterbacks in this league. He has not been able to do that. And coming off of these injuries, I think it's going to be really, really rough for him coming through. He's got a new head coach who has never been a head coach before in Cohen. So I don't know what it's going to be like. I think it could be okay for him. But, man, Trevor Lawrence needs to have a big bounce-back career because there's talks about him being one of the biggest disappointments as for what we looked at him, the pedigree pedestal we put him on coming out of that draft. I think this has been disappointing for him, honestly. So he needs to have a big bounce-back year coming up. That's 22. 21, Bryce Young. Bryce Young is similar to Trevor Lawrence for me. Really, really rough first half of the year last year. Ended up getting benched. He played in 14 games last year. Ended up getting benched because of all the mistakes that he was making. He did not look good and was looking like a disaster. After he got benched and he came back, he looked great, like a switch flipped. The only problem was every time in a clutch moment he threw it to Xavier Legette would drop it. And these were games that could have been won. Bryce Young showed that he could be a good, solid quarterback in this league. He's got 2 years experience. He played 14 games last year. He had a 60.9 completion percentage, threw for 2,403 yards, 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 54.1 QBR, and a 4-10 record. So Panthers were not great last year. They've done so much this year to build up on their edge rushers, to build up on their weapons that they have. If Bryce Young can continue that upward trajectory, I think he could be really, really good. Now, that's the show. He needs to loosen up on those interceptions. He cannot be throwing 9 interceptions in those games in a season. He has to make better decisions and just be consistent. That's the biggest thing with a lot of these quarterbacks down on the bottom of the list is consistency. That's the thing. Can Bryce Young be consistent? If he can and show what he did at the end of the season last year, I think he could be really, really good. All right. Now, continuing on, I hate to put Justin Fields so low because I have so much faith in Justin Fields, but he's my 20th ranked quarterback as of now. Just like Trevor Lawrence, he's got 4 years experience. He played in 10 games last year, started 6 of them. He has a 65.8 completion percentage. For passing, he had 1,106 yards passing, 280 yards rushing, 5 rushing touchdowns, 5 passing touchdowns, and 1 interception. So in total, he had 10 total touchdowns to 1 interception. His QBR wasn't great, 50.8, and a record of 4-2. He should not have been benched last year for Russell Wilson. Honestly, he should not have been freaking benched. And it makes me so annoyed that he did get benched because he's so freaking talented, guys. He really is. And the thing is, he doesn't turn the ball over passing-wise. I know he has problems with fumbles. I get it. He has problems with fumbles. He holds onto the ball too long in the backfield. I get it. He looking like really, really good in OTAs, and I'm hoping Engstrand can get something out of him because with that dual threat, he's got a cannon of an arm. He's got great speed, one of the best running quarterbacks in the league. I think he could be really good, and if you give him the opportunity to play in all games, he can destroy you with his arm and his legs, and I think it's all about consistency again, but I think he's a better thrower of the football than he gets credit for. In all honesty, if you kept him going for all games, if he stayed healthy for every single game and started every single game, those numbers, I think he would have thrown over for 3,000 yards, which isn't great, but I think he would have rushed for a lot more. He could have been a 1,000-yard rusher. Honestly, the kid's got so much talent. 26 years old, so much talent still. I think there's an upside for him, but right now it's all about the consistency. So he's my 20th ranked quarterback at this point. And continuing on, the next one, Dak Prescott. Dak is interesting to me. He's been in the league for 9 years. He played in 8 games last year. He has a completion percentage of 64.7, threw for 1,978 yards, 11 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 45.3 QBR, and a 3-5 record. He normally doesn't turn the ball over as much as he did last year. He's very consistent normally, but last year it was just bad with McCarthy there and everything. The Cowboys team just did not look good, honestly, offensively too. When you have CeeDee Lamb there, you should be forcing him the ball. And there was a lot of times that he was not getting him the ball at all, and Dak was just making some boneheaded plays, which was not great. It didn't help that you didn't have a running game. Ezekiel Elliott, or the husk of Ezekiel Elliott, was there, but nothing too spectacular. And he's coming off a serious injury again. So there's that. He needs to have a bounce back year because he's going into another year where they're talking about contract for him. So he was also brought up on trade rumors as well earlier this offseason to the Browns earlier this offseason. So Dak is an interesting one as well, but right now he's my 19th ranked quarterback. Could definitely change if he starts out hot during this season. Going to be rough because Dallas has a really, really hard schedule as well. Then I got Tua. And the reason I have Tua so low is injuries. He's always injured. He can never stay healthy. He's got 5 years experience. He's got multiple concussions. Games played last year, 11. When he's playing, when he's upright and everything is going good, he's probably one of the most accurate, if not the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. Doesn't have the strongest arm, but he can get the ball to you anywhere. Like, if you're doing a slant route or anything over the middle, short routes, hitch routes, anything, he can hit you. He's accurate as heck. Look, 72.9 completion percentage, one of the highest out of the quarterbacks last year, which is crazy because of how accurate he is. He threw for 2,867 yards, 19 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, QBR 60.3, record when he was starting 6-5. He could be really, really good. The problem is never healthy, dealing with so many concussions. Now, with that team too, what's going to happen with Tyreek Hill? He's making some interesting decisions this offseason. There are also trade rumors about him. Can Jalen Waddle stay healthy? Is Jonnu Smith going to get traded now? What are you going to do to his offense? Then you have drafted a quarterback, Quinn Ewers, and you signed Zach Wilson. So you have young quarterbacks behind him too. If Tua goes down, that team is screwed, in my opinion. And their offensive line, they didn't do anything to help that offensive line. Honestly, the Miami Dolphins have not helped Tua out at all. They give him the weapons. I get the weapons. But now there's talk about trading some of them. The offensive line, you got to protect your guy. Especially with these injury prone like this, you got to protect Tua. And the reason he's number 18, he should be a lot higher. Because I think Tua is very good. I do. The numbers, his completion percentage shows it, that he can make a lot of good throws, that he can complete the ball really well. The numbers, the 7 interceptions, I don't like, but he's got so much talent. Protect him. And the Miami Dolphins refuse to surround him with an offensive line, which is shocking. Because when he's off the field, that team is completely different. They are not the same team. The next one, Jordan Love. I like Jordan Love. He is one that consistency is a big flaw in his game. Because if he's on, he's probably one of the best top 10 quarterbacks in the league. When he's off, though, he makes some boneheaded decisions, guys. Very bad decisions. Pick 6 decisions like that. Like, he loves to play hero ball. And sometimes with Packers, when you have a solid defense like that, you don't need to play hero ball. Just get the ball to your playmakers and let it go. Your defense will help you. He's been in the league for 4 years. He's played 15 games last year. His completion percentage was 63.1. Threw for 3,389 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Don't like the high interceptions numbers. QBR 69.3 and had a 9-6 record. Brought them to the playoffs. He's a good player, but still young, which is great. He can run the ball really well as well. He needs to stop the turnovers, and he needs to stop the boneheaded decisions. That's the biggest issue with Jordan Love, is when he's down, hero ball. He wants to make the big play, and you don't need that. You just need to string some plays along, and then when you're doing that, you can hit them for that big play. He doesn't do that. When he's down, he tries to be a gunslinger, and that's the biggest issue in his game. But I do love the talent that he's got. He's a really good quarterback. I think the sky's the limit for this kid, especially now that they finally drafted him a first-round receiver. That wide receiver room is loaded in Green Bay. Romeo Doubs, Christian Watkins, Wicks. You got Jalen Reed. You got Matthew Golden. You got, Xavion Williams, who I really liked in the later rounds. Great group of players over there. This team, Packer team, could be really good, especially with their offense. Jordan Love needs to be consistent, though, to make them succeed. Next one, Bo Nix. This guy freaking pisses me off because I did not think he was going to be good coming out of college. I really didn't think so. I thought the Broncos should have went in a different direction. But he proved me completely wrong last year. He played so well as a rookie, brought the Broncos to the playoffs, looked good at times as well. Man, give this kid more weapons, give him a solid tight end and everything like that. And the sky's the limit. Give him a good running back as well. He's got all the talents. Strong arm, can move out of the pocket, is really good with that. Played in all 17 games. He had a completion percentage of 66.3, threw for 3,775 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Bring that interceptions numbers down, and you got some good numbers. QBR 56.8 and a 10-7 record. Brought the Broncos to the playoffs. I was completely wrong on Bo Nix. I thought he wasn't going to be great, and he proved me completely wrong. And he didn't look good in the beginning of the year, but as the season went on, he got better and better. And that's kudos to his head coach, Sean Payton. He really got this kid ready to play, and he looked like a really good draft pick and a steal in that draft, and looked like the best quarterback in that draft, except for Jaden Daniels, of course. Bo Nix was number 2. He looked awesome last year. So he's my number 16 ranked quarterback as of now. Next one, Brock Purdy. I almost put Bo Nix over Brock Purdy. The reasoning is he's still got this funky delivery as for the quarterback. He's got a long windup, can get injured a good amount, doesn't stay healthy. They got rid of some of his weapons. Christian McCaffrey, they're saying he's really healthy, but he's coming back from a serious injury as well. Purdy just got a lot of got paid. He got a lot of money. So we'll see what he does. He's been in the league for 3 years. Games played last year, 15. He got a completion percentage of 65.9, 3,864 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 67.9 QBR, and a 6-9 record. Niners have the easiest schedule this year. Brock Purdy needs to prove that he is deserving of that money. He needs to be consistent. He can't go into games like he played against the Browns a couple of years ago. Was it last year or the year before? And where they were supposed to dominate, and he looked awful. He needs to step up. He's got his money. He needs to prove that he can be, and a lot of people have said on TV, the analysts, can he be an elite quarterback? Prove it. Prove you can. I have you as my 15th ranked quarterback. Prove to all of the fans that you deserve to be higher on this list. So it's out for him. I think he could be really good. I think he's a solid quarterback, but jury's still out. He's another one. Consistency and injuries plague this kid. So we'll see what he does. Next one. You got to love this guy, Sam Darnold. I love Sam Darnold. He's been in the league for 7 years, started out with the New York Jets, and Jets never gave him any weapons. It was rough. Played in all 17 games last year, had a 66.2 completion percentage, threw for 4,319 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 60.4 QBR, and a 14-3 record. This guy showed why he was one of the top quarterbacks in his draft class when the Jets took him. That was the Sam Darnold we expected. 14-3 records, 4,000 yards, can move in and out of the pocket, can throw on the run. Leader of men. He did not look great in the playoffs. Looked bad in the playoffs and did not look good down the stretch. When he played good defenses, he struggled. And the numbers show that with the interceptions because he started to throw more interceptions as the year went on. He catapulted that great year he had last year to a good contract with the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see how he does there. They traded away DK Metcalf, so right now his number one receivers are Cooper Kupp, and guy from Ohio State. They had Njigba, Jackson Smith and Njigba. You got some weapons. You got Noah Fant as a tight end over there. You got good running backs. Sam Darnold can prove that last year wasn't just a flash in the pan. He needs to keep that consistency and not go down on those and not make boneheaded decisions. So let's see where we are right now with everything. I appreciate it going on. I'll take a break right here. 26 people in watching the video. Thank you guys so much for those watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I hope you're enjoying it. Comment down below as well. Let me hear from you guys about what you think of my QB power rankings so far. I'm enjoying doing this. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Is there anything that you guys would change so far? Let me hear from you guys as well. Because right now we're at number 14, Sam Darnold, which is funny. He's number 14. Love it. Let me hear from you guys. And I just appreciate all of you guys being here as well. You guys always make it so much fun. I love going live with you guys. It's always so much fun. And I hope you guys are enjoying it too. I really enjoy this. I really, really do it. It's so much fun for us. Well, continuing on, number 13, Kyler Murray. I have a soft spot for Kyler Murray. I love Kyler Murray so much. I think he's really, really talented. I think he's so underrated still as a quarterback. Can do a lot. He has been in the league for 6 years, played in all 17 games last year, had a 68.8 completion percentage, threw for 3,851 yards, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 66.5 QBR, and an 8-9 record. I think the Cardinals can be a sneaky good team this year. I think the division is wide open over there. I think the Niners are going to be good. I think the Seahawks are going to be good. And the Rams are still going to be good too. I think the Cardinals can be too. That division is going to be really, really good. But I think the Cardinals have a good shot. And if Kyler Murray plays well, I think they could be a really big threat in the NFC. And Kyler Murray doesn't make a lot of boneheaded mistakes. He's a smart quarterback, honestly. I know he had 11 interceptions, but that's not usual for Kyler Murray. He's normally very safe with the football, and I still trust him to run an offense, and he can maneuver around the pocket really, really well. He's someone you got to watch out for. He's going to be really, really good. And last year, he was able to stay healthy for all 17 games. I think he could be really, really good going into next year. And continuing on, CJ Stroud. I flip-flopped CJ Stroud and Kyler Murray a lot. And the reasoning for that was I had Kyler Murray ahead of him before because CJ Stroud, in my opinion, did not look great last year. The offensive line was not good. He didn't look good. He didn't make good decisions. The offense was stagnant a lot of the time, especially when his number one receiver went down. Now he's got to deal with other Tank Dell being out for the year. They drafted two great receivers in Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins. So that's really good for him. But he's got to show consistency because last year was not a great year. After the great year he had for his rookie season, last year was a down one, in my opinion. He still had the numbers. He threw for 20 touchdowns, threw for 3,727 yards. But his QBR was not great, 49.8. He had 63.2 completion percentage, 10-7 record, brought them to the playoffs. But that defense did a lot for them too. He did not help out his cause last year. The defense really pulled that team together, in my opinion. But CJ Stroud, I'll have him at number 12. I think he's a lot better than that, though. I think he could be a lot better. Getting close, guys. Geno Smith is my number 11. He's been in the league for 11 years. He's played 17 games last year for the Seahawks, had a completion percentage of 70.4. Touchdowns or threw for 4,320 yards, 21 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. So he needs to bring down those interception numbers. 53.8 QBR and a 10-7 record for the Seahawks last year. Got traded to the Raiders, is reuniting with his old head coach, Pete Carroll, who gave him so much confidence and really rejuvenated this guy's career. I really like Geno. I think he's going to be really, really good for the Raiders. They got some weapons over there. Brock Bowers is going to love Geno because Geno loves throwing to tight ends. Jacoby Myers is going to be solid for him as well. They need to add another weapon, in my opinion. They got Michael Mayer. They got Ashton Genty as the running back over there, so they got weapons for him. The offensive line is The defense is okay. The defensive front is okay. They need help in the defensive backs, linebackers too. So it's going to be a work in progress for that defense, but I think that offense can flourish with Geno Smith at the helm. I think he's so good as a quarterback and a very good leader for that team. I think he's going to have a great year for the Raiders this year, in my opinion. I have him ranked number 11. But now we get into our top 10 quarterbacks, and my number 10 quarterback is Justin Herbert. So you're probably thinking, why is he so high? He had a good season last year, but I just think there are 9 other quarterbacks that are not much better, but better than Justin Herbert. He's been in the league for 5 years, played in all 17 games last year, has 65.9% completion percentage, 3,870 yards, 23 touchdowns to 3 interceptions is awesome. Those are great numbers, does not turn the ball over, and Harbaugh really got this kid working really well last year. And I think he's going to do the same this year. They did good on that running back core. J.K. Dobbins is not there anymore, so we'll see how they do. They got Tyler Conklin as a tight end over there that they've signed. I think they're going to be pretty good this year. I'm excited to see how the Chargers do. That defense has been playing top-notch as well. So if they stay consistent, they could be really good. QBR 64.8 and 11-6 record. Justin Herbert is just good. He's consistent. And if he can stay healthy, that's the biggest thing. Just stay healthy, and the Chargers are in good hands with their head coach and with their quarterback. So Justin Herbert's my number 10 ranked quarterback. Number 9, Jared Goff. Since going to Detroit, he's been so good, so consistent. 9 years experience, 17 games started last year, completion percentage of 72.4, 4,629 yards passing, 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 68.4, 15-2 record. What can you say about him? He brought Detroit from nothing to bringing them to a consistent playoff threat. To every year, you got to worry about them going to the Super Bowl. I get they just lost their offensive coordinator. They just lost their defensive coordinator. They've lost some key coaches on that staff as well. But Dan Campbell's a monster, man. They got John Morton as their offensive coordinator, who Jets fans remember. He was probably one of the better offensive coordinators we've had in a while. Let's see how he does in Detroit with Jared Goff. Goff's not getting any younger, but man, still got so many good weapons. They feel that Jameson Williams is finally going to break out over there too, and if he does, that sky's the limit for that kid. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Laporta is good as well. Detroit, man, they're going to be solid this year. Even with those coaches leaving, getting hired somewhere else, they're going to be really, really good. And Goff is going to be solid as well. I think they're going to be good. But I have him ranked number 9 because the next guy ahead of him, Jaden Daniels. This kid's a monster, man. I love Jaden Daniels. He proved so much last year. Did so well. He was a rookie, so we all know that. Played in all 17 games, had a 69 completion percentage, threw for 3,568 yards, ran for 891, 6 rushing touchdowns. Had 25 TDs to 9 interceptions. Does not turn the ball over that much. Had a QBR of 70.6, 12-5 record when the Commanders weren't supposed to be anything last year. Dan Campbell, head coach over there, who's coached before for the Falcons, was defensive coordinator for the Cowboys for a long time, went to the Commanders. It was supposed to be a rebuilding year. They drafted Jaden Daniels, and they went to the freaking playoffs. That's what any team that is rebuilding, that takes a rookie quarterback that's supposed to be projected really high, that is what you want. The quarterback to come in, struggle. He struggled at first. Let's not lie. He struggled at first, but he got his footing and just got better and better and better and commanded excellence from that team. And Dan Campbell demanded excellence from him and challenged him. It didn't hurt as well that he had Marcus Mariota as a mentor behind him, which Jaden Daniels even says helped him out a lot. The sky's the limit. This kid could be a top 3 quarterback in this league. But right now, there's quarterbacks who I think are a little bit better than him at this point. And one of those quarterbacks right ahead of him is Baker Mayfield. I love Baker. He is probably one of the most, in my opinion, underrated starting quarterbacks in this league. Since going to Tampa Bay, he has rejuvenated his career. He is a leader. The players love him. And the guy is a monster over there. Will throw the heck out of the ball. Played 7 years experience, 17 games started, 71.4 completion percentage, 4,500 yards throwing, 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Does tend to get reckless with the ball a little bit, but look at the 41 touchdowns, man. This guy's a gunslinger. He is tough. He will grind it out, grit it out. He will do anything you want. QBR of 61.6, 10-7 record. The Bucs have been consistently in the playoffs because of Baker. Baker drives that team. He is the emotional heartbeat of that team. And man, he is so good. Had a rough patch with the Browns. Had a rough patch with Carolina. Rough patch with the Rams. Since getting to Tampa Bay, he's one of the quarterbacks that rejuvenated his career. That gives us Jets fans hopes that Justin Fields can do the same thing. Him, Darnold, Geno. Baker Mayfield's one of the quarterbacks that turned his career around. When everybody thought he was just going to be a career backup, turned it around, and now he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I think he's going to have great numbers again this year. Fantasy-wise, I will say he was a monster for me fantasy-wise last year, and I was really happy. And I know that's so Krista too. Loves Baker Mayfield as well. If she's watching, shout out to her. Follow her on X and TikTok. She does a really great job on there as well. But Baker Mayfield, man, just such a good guy, great player, solid quarterback. Love what Baker Mayfield brings to the table. He's my number 7th ranked quarterback. Number 6, Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is, in my opinion, he's an older quarterback. He's been around forever, but the guy just knows how to win. And with Sean McVay as your head coach, that it's crazy. It was shocking to me that that there were talks about him getting traded this year in the offseason to the Giants. But, man, I'm glad he's staying with the Rams. And I think the Rams with him at the starting helm could be a Super Bowl contender, can be a Super Bowl threat. He's been in the league for 16 years, played in 16 games last year, had a 65.8% completion percentage, 3,762 yards, 20 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 64.7 QBR, and 10-6 record. Brought the Rams to the playoffs, lost to the Eagles, which is tough because you lost to the Super Bowl contender. But he gritted it out and played so well, gave them a chance to win, to go and play the Commanders. But, man, good. Stafford's just a monster. I think he's going to be really good. I don't know how much left he has in the tank, maybe another year or two, but he's a future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Got his Super Bowl ring. Think he can get another one before he retires. It's just about staying healthy and the consistency. Get those interceptions down and just keep doing what he does best, throwing the ball with ease. I think Matthew Stafford is going to be really good again this year. Then we got Patrick Mahomes, and I know what you guys are going to say. Patrick Mahomes should be number 1. No, last year he wasn't the best. I understand he went to the Super Bowl. I get it. He went to the Super Bowl last year. But Patrick Mahomes didn't help himself out a lot last year. I know with the weapons, he had a lot of weapons that were hurt. He doesn't have the best weapons. But that defense really carried the Chiefs last year. And it didn't help that he had one of the worst offensive lines in football. And I don't think they got that offensive line much better. They drafted a left tackle in Josh Simmons, which is really good, but he's coming off an injury. But still, that offensive line has not really improved that much, and they haven't really improved their receiving core as much, and they didn't really do anything to their tight end room. I know they have Kelsey, but he's getting older as well, and we don't know how much longer he has in the tank. So Patrick Mahomes is my number 5 ranked quarterback. He's been in the league for 8 years, played in 16 games last year, 67.5 completion percentage, threw for 3,928 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 67.6 QBR, and a 14-2 record. Just from watching the games, watching him, he could be higher if his offensive line protected him, because he's going to get himself hurt because he tries to play hero ball as well. He's got good numbers. I won't take away from that, but his interceptions rose this year. In the beginning of the season, he was throwing a lot of picks, man. He did not look great in the beginning of the year. And there were talks that he was losing it. But he found it again as the season went on when they got a little bit healthier. But, man, he did not look great in that Super Bowl either. And I understand the Eagles had a tough defense. The offensive line had a really rough showing, but he did not look great either. Was making really bad reads, bad throws. So he's my number 5 ranked quarterback right now. And continuing on, we got the other Super Bowl winning quarterback. I got Jalen Hurts. 5 years experience, 15 games played. He had a 68.7 completion percentage. Threw for 2,903 yards, 630 rushing yards, 14 rushing touchdowns. Had 18 touchdowns passing to 5 interceptions. QBR 65.6. Record 12-3. And a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Jalen Hurts is really good. All these top 5 quarterbacks, top 10 really, are all really good quarterbacks. Problem is, it takes a little bit away from him when he's got Saquon Barkley back there. It makes everything easier for him. And I don't want to take it away from him. I don't want to say he's just that good because of Saquon. No, that's not the case. But it doesn't hurt. And Jalen Hurts does run the ball. You saw he has 14 rushing touchdowns, 630 rushing attempt or yards rushing. He can get himself hurt. He doesn't slide very often. He tries to get out of bounds, but he can take big hits. And the tush push too, with all those players falling on top of him, he can get hurt. He's durable. He's proven that he can be really, really good. But we'll see how everything goes this year. He's coming off of Super Bowl win. Eagles have one of the toughest schedule in the league this year, so we'll see how he does. But he's my number 4 ranked quarterback. Now getting into the top 3. Lamar Jackson. I have Lamar Jackson as my number 3 ranked quarterback. Been in the league for 7 years. Played in all 17 games last year at a 66.7 completion percentage. Threw for 4,172 yards. 915 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns rushing, 41 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, had a 77.3 QBR, 12-5 record. What can you say about Lamar Jackson? The guy is the epitome of not being looked at highly, being looked at when he was coming out of the draft as a running back, to sitting behind Joe Flacco, getting his call, not looking great as a rookie, and then just getting better and better and better and better every season he's been in the league. And now helping him out, Derrick Henry back there, like I said with Jalen Hurts, it doesn't hurt when you have a great running back behind you because that can boost your numbers. But this guy, he's in the MVP talk every single year. And there's a reason why. When you have those numbers and he doesn't turn the ball over, he's worked on those mistakes and has gotten better and better and better. And if not for an awful drop from Mark Andrews, we could be talking about them going past the Buffalo Bills and maybe beating the Chiefs and going to the Super Bowl. We don't know. But because of that bad drop, the world may never know what could have happened. We'll see how he does. With Lamar Jackson there, the Ravens are a Super Bowl contender every year if he can stay healthy, which he proves that he can. So he's my number 3 ranked quarterback, and my number 2 ranked quarterback is Josh Allen. So Josh Allen's been in the league just as long as Lamar Jackson. 17 games last year, doesn't get hurt. He had 63.6 completion percentage, 3,731 yards passing, 531 rushing yards, 12 rushing touchdowns, 28 passing touchdowns to 6 interceptions, 77.3 QBR, and a 13-4 record. Josh Allen, I will say it, is the best quarterback in the AFC East. He was so hard to put number 2. I wanted to put him number 1, and that kills me as a Jets fan. It really does, because I have to deal with this guy twice a year, and it kills me every year that we have to play this guy, because anytime in Buffalo, and I was saying it when the schedule came out that I wanted to play Buffalo early in Buffalo, but we always play them home week 1 or 2 and then play them later on in Buffalo later in the season, and I hate it. I'm tired of it. But anyway, I digress. Josh Allen is such a likable player. He picks that team up. And you cannot tell me that the weapons that they have over there with Keon Coleman, Coleman, with Khalil Shakir, with Elijah Moore, with Dalton Kincaid, with Knox as the other tight end, with James Cook as the running back, with Jordan Palmer, with all of these guys that they have over there. Those are not number 1 receivers on any other team in the league. And he is able to still get these numbers and still protect himself. 12 freaking rushing touchdowns. He's a beast. He's a monster. It's so hard to bring this guy down. And the worst part is he's getting better and better. Those numbers, the 6 interceptions, those are down from last year. And he just keeps going down. He's protecting the ball a lot better. He's elite already. He is getting that Buffalo team to where they need to be. The problem is he just can't win the big one. And that's tough because he's always going against the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes just has his number. But Josh Allen, as a quarterback, one of the best ones I have seen, because he's just so freaking talented and just has so much potential still. The kid's still growing. Yeah, he's been in the league for 7 years, and that seems like a long time, but he's still growing. He's still got so much to give for this league, and I'm interested. I don't want him to do well next year against my Jets, but I'm interested to see what he does. You know the Bills are going to be a playoff team with him, unless something catastrophic happens, but he's just a monster. He is a beast. And that just means my number 1 ranked quarterback, Joe Burrow. And I'll give you a minute. Joe Burrow is my number one ranked quarterback. Reasoning for it, that defense let him down so bad last year. That defense was awful. Worst defense in the league. There were games Joe Burrow would score 40 points a game, 30 to 40 points a game, and lose because the defense can't hold him for him. He marched up and down the field on teams and still couldn't win games because his defense let them down so bad. And I know if there are Bengals fans in the chat, if you guys are here, you guys know this. You've watched. The Bengals defense was awful last year, and I don't think they've gotten much better. If anything, they've gotten worse. Now they're thinking about trading Trey Hendrickson. He doesn't want to be there anymore. But Joe Burrow, he's been in the league 6 years, 17 games played last year, had a completion percentage of 70.6, 4,918 yards passing, almost a 5,000-yard passing season. 43 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 74.7 QBR, 9-8 record. Bengals, with Joe Burrow, should be a consistent playoff threat, a consistent Super Bowl team. They're not, because that defense is atrocious. They're so bad. They have the weapons too. They just re-signed T. Higgins. I think they gave Jamar Chase a monster contract too. They've got weapons for him. Protect him. Give him a defense that can hold the lead. Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in this league. He's got the best throwing motion. He's got the best numbers. He is the best quarterback in the league. And it sucks that you have to argue for it. It sucks that he can't prove it in the playoffs and everything because his defense consistently lets him down. And in all honesty, if he was in the playoffs last year, I would have taken him over Lamar. I would have taken him over Jalen Hurts. I would have taken him over all of those guys in the playoffs. I think he would have been the best quarterback. If his defense could have at least – if he was on the Chiefs last year, let's say, if he was on the Bills last year, I will say this. With that defense, those weapons, I think they would have won the Super Bowl. I think so. I think Burrow's just that talented. I think he's just that good. I think he's got Patrick Mahomes' number as well. He's beaten him before a lot in the playoffs. I think he's just overall the best quarterback in the league. And you could argue Josh Allen, you could argue Lamar, you could argue Pat Mahomes because it seems like he's in the Super Bowl every year. Joe Burrow, with the numbers, it's consistent every year. The only reason we don't talk about him as much is because of that defense ruining everything for him. They need to get better on defense. Because if they do, that 9-8 record could become a 15-win record, a 16, a 14. He could be really good. The team could be really good if that defense was consistent. Joe Burrow is my number one ranked quarterback in these power rankings. And that might be shocking to some. I think that could be shocking to some. But I think he's just the best one, honestly, overall. Now, guys, those are my power rankings. There were some shockers probably. There were some obvious ones. Let me know what you guys think. We've been on here for over an hour and 24 minutes, almost an hour and a half. I just appreciate you guys being here with me. I love you guys joining me in the Jets Ward. I know my flag fell down a little bit, but that's fine. I just love hanging out with you guys. It's always so much fun. And I just love being able to talk Jets, being able to talk NFL in general, because no matter what, whether you're a Jets fan or a fan of another team, you're always welcome in the Jets Ward, no matter what. And make sure if you guys like what you guys saw tonight, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe as well. It really helps the channel out a lot. It really makes me happy, and I really appreciate all your guys' support. I make this channel for you guys. It's so much fun for me, but it's even better if you guys enjoy it as well. We are almost at, I believe, 1,400 subscribers, which is really, really cool. We are like 5 away. Let's hit that 1,400 mark, guys. We're almost there. I love making this content for you guys. You guys make it so much fun. Thank you so much. I'm going to be signing off. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. And thank you guys so much again for joining me in the Jets Ward. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, guys. See you next time.